What's up, y'all, and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Trina, and you are listening to Let's Just Enjoy This. Today, we're taking a dive into another Sunday Reset series. Again, this Sunday Reset is based on my newsletter. It goes out every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. If you're not subscribed to it, what are you doing? Get in there. Transformwithtrina.com. You can find all the details there. Okay, but that's not why you're here. You're here for the news or what is this? You're here for the podcast. So let's dive into today's episode, shall we? Let's just enjoy this. One thing to think about this week is staying is winning sometimes. And for me, for right now, that is very true. So, this past week, Madison and I took a drive to the north side of town. We live in South Austin, super south. And we were like, what would it be like to live up north? Should we just look? Let's just look. Let's just take a gander, you know? So we found an open house. We went to the open house, took Ledger. It was a whole thing, driving across town with a baby because it's like 45-minute drive to get from one side of town to the other. Um, but yeah, we went up north. We checked out this house. We talked to the owners, and it was like such a cool little, just a cool feeling. Like when you go look at a new house or something, and you're just walking around or a new car or whatever, you like visualize yourself in the house. Like this is where we would make it. We would make breakfast, and this is where we would let dogs out, and we would hang out in the backyard, and we would sit in those chairs. Like you really visualize yourself. You like are present in the moment with where you are. So that happened, right? Cool, fun time. Then we came back home, and then the craziest, most beautiful thing happened. We were sitting out back with Ledger while he was just playing in his little water pit thing. And Madison and I both were like, what we have is really good. And I was like, damn, that is amazing. Like that we both went somewhere, saw something, visualized it, and was like, I'd rather be where we are. What we have is actually really awesome. This is actually what we prayed for. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted to build. And we are living in it. But for some reason, something in our brains just still just wants to browse. You're always just looking like, what if we went over here? What if we did this thing? What if we got that? And it's like it's kind of annoying that we do that, but we do. And it happened to us. And then we just like realize like, damn, what we have now is what we want. It is what we wanted, and it is still what we want. So let's continue to learn to like invest into this house and into the things that we want to do here and like enjoy our time here because this is literally what we asked for. you know? It was just cool, a cool realization, to take yourself out of it, come back and be like, damn, I'm glad that we're here, you know? Yeah, I'm proud of us. You don't need different. You just you just need presence, you know? And that's I think we kind of took ourselves out of that for a little bit, but we're back, baby. We're back. How long will it last? I don't know, but we're back for now, okay? Let's celebrate some wins. For me, I finally finished that podcast with Zane and Taryn, and it is live. It is out for the world to see. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's great. We did it inside of like a public studio. Public studio? Sure. We did it inside of like an actual studio, like not my home, in a studio, a podcast studio. And it was really cool and it was exciting and it was just like a goal of mine to do, and I finally did it, and I'm like, damn, look at me just living my dreams, baby. And I'm proud of myself. And I'm proud of Zane and Taryn. Like, dude, they opened a gym, y'all. They were like, yo, I'm gonna move to Austin. I'm gonna open a gym. And then they did it. What? What? If you're in Austin and you're north, go check out their gym. You'll love it. You'll love it. And Taryn is a super awesome trainer. He's my trainer. Okay. Another win that I have this week is I switched my workout routine. I was previously doing 3 workouts a week and they were all full body, and it was like really great for that moment in time. But now that I'm ready to be more consistent, I decided to do shorter workouts more frequently. And one of the big reasons about that is because I just love that daily routine of getting up, doing my morning routine, doing my journal, drinking my pre workout, eating my toast or whatever, going in the gym and doing a little workout. I love doing that every day. So if I'm doing it only 3 days a week and then I tell myself, but maybe I'll go in and do some mobility or some cardio or some something, something, something. But if it's not locked in on my schedule, something else is going to fill that space. And a lot of times it's sleep because, duh, I work out in the morning usually. So I decided to do 20 to 40-minute workouts this last week. And I worked out every day and it was awesome. Am I sore? Yes, a little bit. But like, that's fine because I'm switching things up, and I'm honestly kind of bouncing between, since it was kind of an off week, I was bouncing between a few different programs to just kind of keep myself moving, So I did this one Peloton. It was like a strength and row. Love it. That was from Adrian. Shout out Adrian. He's such a dope coach. I did a couple body workouts. Those were also really good. And then there's this YouTube channel called The Daily Cardio, and they have like 12 to 20-minute workouts. They're all really good. I mean, like hard. Like they're hard. I'll burn more calories in 12 minutes than I'll do in like an hour strength. That might not be true, but Madison and I synced our fitness calendars again. We used to do this back in the day and then we kind of fell off. So on Sundays, we meet up. We meet up in our own home on the couch usually and go through our calendars to kind of figure out like, okay, you work out here, I'll do ledger this. You work out here, I'll pick up ledger here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And we just kind of sync and align and then we know which days the other person is like doing something, right? And like the times. And it's just great because fitness is important. Movement is really, really powerful and it's really good for you. And so, like, for us to be able to fit that in is just so great for us as a couple, but then just like individually as for mental health and stuff. You know what I mean? Productivity hack of the week. I'm going to talk about sleep because sleep is so important. And coming from someone that was sleep deprived for like 8 months or something, 9 months, I don't even know. Um, I really value my sleep now, but I also have a lot of goals and dreams and ambitions that I want to fit into 24 hours. So for me, 24 hours goes by so fast. I'm locked in almost the whole time. Um, but something that I figured out with the going to my shorter workout times, I'm now able to start my day a little bit later. So this is going to sound stupid, but I'm going from alarm clock at 4:30 to about 5:25. Okay. Yep. Okay. That's a big difference, That's a lot more sleep I'm getting. Some days obviously it's going to be a little bit earlier than 5:25 depending on the workout, but getting that extra 30 45 minutes of sleep is it's a game changer, It's a game changer. All sleep matters. So, um but one big thing I want to say about that is I have one alarm and the goal is to not snooze. Now, I don't I don't actually have my snooze enabled. I have it turned off. So I know when I hit done, off, whatever, stop, I don't even know what it says. Whenever I turn off my alarm, I know that if I close my eyes, it's on me to get back up, And I think there's something like built into my body that when that happens, if I fall back asleep, I have the worst dreams. Do you guys have that same problem? Like they're dreams that like I'm not even really in. It's like I'm watching a movie that I didn't sign up to watch. I'm not even a character. I'm just in it and it's uncomfortable and I don't want to be there every time. Every time. And it's almost a good thing because then it's like, dude, if you go back to sleep, you're going to hate it. So just get your ass up, get your day going. Duh, you know? But I still test it sometimes. I will admit. I do test it sometimes. But the goal is to not snooze. Snoozing is so bad for you. Like the actual snoozing of like, 9, 10, 15 minutes, whatever your snooze is. Uh, I don't know the exact statistics off the top of my head, but it's like the brain fog. You get that brain fog for an extra like 2 hours per snooze or something like that for your day. Like it's terrible for you. Google it. I don't know the statistics, okay? Just Google it. It's really bad for you. And I think if you tried to not snooze for a while, I think you would feel that. You know what? Let me just plug. I actually created a 7-day no snooze challenge newsletter series. If you want me to enable that shit, you want me to pull that out? I can, and we can all do a 7-day no snooze together, okay? As a family. Okay, so let's talk about some things that I was into this week, every week. The first one is going to be the daily cardio. I mentioned that earlier. That's the YouTube channel. It's what's his name? Craig Ritchie and Jazz. I think his YouTube is Team Ritchie or something like that. I don't know. Great YouTube channel, by the way. Like he has like a vlogging channel. So fun to watch. Um, he's actually the first vlogger I've ever watched. Like when I didn't know vlogging was vlogging until I watched his channel. I'm like, what am I watching here? It was the craziest thing. And now I'm like obsessed with vlogs. I have my own vlog. Did you know that? Yeah, youtube.com/Trina Burks or something like that. But yeah, he and Jazz created another channel called the Daily Cardio. And they just throw in like 12 to 20-minute workouts. And you usually need a cardio machine and then like maybe dumbbells or a mat or something. Um, Let me tell you the one that I did last week. That was epic. It was 12 minutes, which does not sound like a long time. And it was 1 minute on a machine. I did the rower, 1 minute rest, 1 minute air squats, 1 minute rest, 1 minute burpees, 1 minute rest, repeat. And the goal is to count how many calories you burn on the rower and then how many reps you get on the other things. And I got like 156, I think. And I was like, dude, dying. It was cool though because you only did two sets. So like you go through it once and you're like, okay, I got 87 points, whatever. Let me try to like beat that, you know? I did beat my time the first time. Really proud of myself. But yeah, dude, it was such a hard workout. It was just fun, you know? Find a workout that's fun. That's the goal is just do fun workouts because then it's like, you know, not as terrible. Especially when there's burpees involved. But for some reason I like burpees, but like I hate burpees. But I do really like burpees. Is that weird? I don't know. The other thing that I want to talk about, I talked about this last week, but this is a different one, is I'm still on this flow state music, guys. I mean, it's just a game changer, like a lo-fi kind of vibe, you know? I found this one on YouTube. I'm obsessed with YouTube. Can you tell? I found this one on YouTube. I forget the guy's name, but it is on my newsletter, transformwithtrina.com. You can find it there. Um, but essentially, it was him working, and it's like work with me or something like that. And it's like a 2 hour video of him literally doing his job on his computer, and then you're just like working with him. But there's great lo-fi music in the background, and then he also added in a Pomodoro timer, and so it was like the way that he did it was he added like this B-roll of like making coffee, like actual coffee, like espresso. And so like I'm just sitting there working and I kind of didn't realize that it switched to the Pomodoro break right now, even though it was beeping at me. And then I started hearing like coffee and I felt like I was in a coffee shop. Like I feel like I could smell the coffee and I was like, wait, what's happening? I'm like, oh, it's time to take a break. Let's go get some water. Let's go get up. Let's go to the bathroom, you know? And it was just like, I don't know, it was just like a nice, easy easing into the break, you know? I think a lot of times that you take a break, it's kind of like maybe your phone buzzed, right? Because you got a notification and then you look at the notification even though you had no desire, no need, no want to look at your phone. But then all of a sudden you're just looking at it and you're like, oh, I got an Instagram like. Let me just go to Instagram. Oh, and then like 20 minutes later, you're like, what am I doing here? How did I even get here? This was completely different. It was like, oh, we're making coffee. Let me just get up and go get some coffee myself. I didn't get coffee because it was afternoon, but it's a vibe. You should check it out. The last one is bullet journaling. Now, I'm into this every week. I did take a break. I broke up with bullet journaling for a little while, and now I'm back. Okay. I tried to go just digital, and every time I try to go just digital, I always come back to paper. Paper is my life now, apparently. So that's where I stay the most dedicated. But the bullet journal, there's a ton of information on the internet. We won't go super deep into it because I don't want to bore you guys. But essentially, you get a journal. Mine is like a leather back journal with dots. They have the lines, right? And then they have like the squares. I do the dots. Okay. I don't know. It makes a difference. You get more, whatever. Okay. So then, in the bullet journal, essentially, to dumb it down the simplest way possible, there's a dot is a task. And when you're done with that task, you cross it out. A line is a note, and a circle is an event, like a meeting or like an event. something happened, right? And then there's more. There's a lot more, and then obviously people make up their own if something is important. Maybe they'll star it or something like that. But essentially, you just go throughout your day, and it's kind of cool because I don't. I'm not going to say I've diagnosed OCD because I don't, but there's certain things that I could be pretty OCD about, and one of them was my notebook because it was like you had to structure it a certain way, and like all of these things had to be here, and this stuff had to be over here, and had to be so organized. Whereas bullet journaling is more of a free flow of your day, so it's like I could have three tasks and then three notes, and then a meeting, and then two more notes, and it's like it's just starting from the top of the day, and it's just going down, and it's really cool to recap on. Makes it really easy to reflect. That's honestly how I write my newsletters because I'm making notes every day in my bullet journal, and then I recap on those, and then I piece it all together, and it's really, really cool. But I was only doing that for my personal life, and then I started doing that for work, and I'm like, dude, this is a game changer because at work, I'm like, I have meetings, so I have meeting notes, and I have projects, and I have high level stuff. I have project hubs. I have stuff all over the place, with all different people. We're tracking so many things. And I would like lose sight of where did those three tasks go? I know I had to do three things. I don't know where I put them. If it's in my bullet journal, boom, it's right there. And it's easy peasy. If I reflect, so on Friday, I go back and look at the whole week, like how much stuff did I get done? What do I still need to do? I can look back and see all of the dots that aren't crossed out yet. And I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot to email her, and it's just nice to just recap. It keeps you in check. If it's not crossed off, it's not done, you know? Then there's migrations and things that you can do. Like, let's say Tuesday, I have a dot and I'm like, ooh, I need to move that to Wednesday. I can just take a forward arrow, right? Ching, and move and say that I migrated that to the next day. And then you can also do two arrows, which means I migrated it digitally. So now this is on the computer or whatever. Like, there's so many things you can do. That was just my quick overview. It's a game changer. If you are interested in that, please like look it up. The creator of that, his name is Ryder Carroll, I believe. He's amazing. He's got a great YouTube channel, lots of information out there. And I really highly suggest giving that a try. I also think I'm going to make my own YouTube video of it because there's just so much information out there about bullet journaling. And I want to make my own, you know? Why not? All right, time for some life snapshots of the week, baby. First up, Ledger teething tantrums. Okay. Enough said? Anybody? Enough said? Yeah. Ledger's teething has dude's got some teeth, all right? The molars are coming in. They're coming in one after another, no breaks. Poor dude just in pain all day every day. Like, could you imagine? That's terrible. And then like not being able to be like, "Yo, my mouth hurts. Can you help me?" It is cool that like the drooling is there because when it gets like really excessive, you're like probably hurting right now because it's just dripping out of your mouth, bud, you know? Um, but there was like this one event that happened, more than one. But I picked Ledger up from his second nap of the day, and we usually feed the dogs together, so he knows like towards the end of the day we're gonna feed the dogs. But it wasn't time to feed the dogs. Okay, it wasn't time, guys. That was the problem. The problem was it wasn't time yet, but he didn't know that. So he's trying to get in the pantry and he's trying to put the dog food in the dog bowls. And I'm like, I appreciate you trying to help, bud, but it's not time. So then I made him get out of the pantry, right? And I closed the pantry door. And when I closed the pantry door, guess what done happened? Yeah, a little tantrum. Okay. Terrible. And I'm like, dude, I got to feed you because you just woke up from a nap, but you're mad because you can't feed the dogs right now because it's not dinner time. So how do I? And then I was like, you know what? Let me just try this. So what I did was I grabbed his snacks, three different things of snacks, and then I fell on purpose. I tripped right in front of him and he like stumbles back. And then guess what? I'm like, oh no, I fell. Can you help me? He like picks up his freaking snacks and he starts eating his snacks. And I'm like, yes. So guess how many times I fell that day? Four. I fell four times. All four times, it worked. So that might be my new thing, you know? He has a tantrum, I'ma just fall or something. I don't know. At least that day it worked. So I'm taking that as a win. Okay. Another thing was One of the days, I like had it in my head that I was gonna do a morning workout, but there was like thunderstorms all night. So in my head, I'm like, you need to prioritize sleep, Trina. Don't work out. And I was like, that's a duh. I need to listen to my half sleeping body because it was thunderstorming and I didn't sleep good. So I shouldn't work out. I should sleep, you know? That's what I told myself. And then I woke up and then I was like, that was dumb. I should have worked out. And then it was like 9 p.m. and I was like, dang it, I didn't work out. And then I was like, you know what? Now that my workouts are only 20 minutes, I still can. I can still do a workout. Just go in the garage and just move. Just do something, you know? Luckily, I already had the morning workout planned. So I already knew what the workout of the day was. So I went into the garage at 9 p.m., y'all. Usually I could go to bed by 9, okay? Madison was already in bed. And I did a damn workout. And guess what? After like, I literally yawned like the first 2 minutes. And then after that, I was like locked in. I did a whole damn hour. I did two workouts. I found another workout that I was like, let me try this one. And I did that one. Actually, I think that was when I did the daily cardio. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I finished off with that. Anyways, doesn't matter. Point is, I locked in. I told myself I was going to do a thing, and I did. And I was like really proud of myself for still showing up, even though I had given myself an excuse in the morning. I wasn't allowing myself to have that same excuse at night, you know? And it worked out. It was great. I did a great freaking workout, and I've worked out every day since. Go me. Another thing that happened was I was in the office. I put Hank in the office. He can't sleep with us anymore. He moves too much. He had to go. I'm sorry. Charlie still sleeps with us, but he sleeps on a dog bed. And then Milo, he's our little dog. He sleeps in the bed with us. I know it's terrible. But I was in the office working on some stuff after I had put Hank away, and I just kind of got stuck on the computer. Of course, I lost track of time, and then I was like, "Oh shoot, I need to go to bed." So I leave, shut the door, go to bed, and I'm laying in bed like, "Dang, Milo must be on the couch. Like he doesn't want to come to bed. That's weird. That's fine though, you know." Wake up the next morning, still no Milo, and I'm like, "Wait, where the hell is Milo?" Come in the office, he's in the office. I'm like, "Oh shoot, I'm sorry, bud." But there's a dog bed in there. He slept on a dog bed. He's fine. But I slept really good that night. So I was like, I accidentally got great sleep because I accidentally locked my dog away. Whatever. It's just a fun little snapshot, right? The other one was when we came back from going to the north side to look at the house. Um, there was like a window of ledger nap time to home time. And it was like, I don't think we have enough time to make it home and like not do a nap. So we might as well just keep him up. So we were like, well, let's just go somewhere. And we went to Chuck E. Cheese. We went to Chuck E. Cheese, y'all. Last time I was at Chuck E. Cheese, I was like, how old was I? I don't know. Little. I don't even think they had the stage. Do they have the stage at Chuck E. Cheese anymore? You know, the stage, and then they have the animal things on there. What are they? Were they animals? Oh my gosh, I'm like drawing a blank at what was at Chuck E. Cheese. Wasn't there like Muppet things or something? I don't remember, guys. Either way, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. We bought a punch card thingy. Punch card. It was like a credit card now. You don't get like tokens. You get like a card with points, which we try to get the littlest amount, and it was like $22. Oh, prices have gone up. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we were able to do 3 rides before we had to bounce. I mean, we didn't have to bounce, but it was like it was a lot, right? And so we just took Ledger on like a couple of the little kiddie rides because those are the games for them. It was like you put them in, you buckle them in, and then it like moves a little bit. Yay. But there was one machine, one game at Chuck E. Cheese that I was like, I have got to see if they have this. Do y'all know what it was? Do y'all know what it was? If you were to guess, what would you guess? Yes, the hippo game. Did anybody guess that? You know where you like hit the hippo on the head? I was like, dude, we got to play this game. Ledger's going to love it. Yeah, he was way too tiny for this game. The hammer thing was so heavy. He was like touching the hippos with his finger, but he was doing it way too late. So it would like already like go back down. And I'm like, yes, this is great. $22. Then the kicker was when we were leaving, there was this little kid standing there. And I was like, Mads, we should probably just give the card to somebody because when's the last time we're going to like be here, you know? And there's got to be extra money. We played 3 games. There's got to be more money on that card, right? So she goes up to this kid and she's like, hey, do you want this? And I'm thinking like, this kid's going to be like, oh my gosh, this chick just gave me a free card. Whoop. No, he was like, how much is on there? What? Bro, what? That is funny. I mean, fair, right? Don't give me an empty card. Don't play with me, honey. Don't play. No idea how much money was on it, but it was pretty funny. Hopefully, hopefully he was excited when he checked the balance. You know what I'm saying? Assuming he checked the balance. I don't know. I figured he probably would. One last thing would be to stop chasing what's next and just focus on now. And I know that is easier said than done. Trust. But I think a lot of times we just forget. We just forget that like now is what we wanted before. Like, like we are living in what we prayed for. We're living in what we always wanted. But then we're just always focused on like what's next, what's next, what's next. And we just forget about now. It's so easy to like reflect on the past, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, to think about the people that we miss, the people that we don't miss, whatever. And then to think about the future, all the things we want, all the things, all the places we want to go, all that kind of stuff. But to just sit in the now, like, this is where I am now. And it feels damn good, you know? And obviously, if it doesn't feel good, then, different story. But if you can find the good in the now, that's the blessing, you know? And if you think about it in morbid terms, you are here now, and one day you will not have a tomorrow, you know? And that shit's scary. So it's like, I need to pay attention to now because one day there will not be a now for me. What? I know. I know. So just take a second, look around, and this moment might just be the good part, you know? This week, maybe maybe try spending some time with now and not as much time with what's next. Hmm? Can we try that? Can we try that as a group? Let me know if you try that. I would love to know what happens if you just sit with yourself and in your present moment and what you find. That's one great thing about reflecting, y'all. It's it's I mean it's what I do with my journals, right? I literally write down stuff every day, little pieces of information, little notes of things. And then Saturday night or Sunday morning, I reflect on those. And that's where my newsletter comes from. Literally, it's reflections. And it's actually really cool, really valuable because there's things that happened in my week and I like forget that it even happened. And then I like see it and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that happened. And that was so crazy or so fun or so funny. And I literally forgot because I was already focused on like what's next. You know, it's like a really bad habit I have. So remember, progress doesn't always look like perfection. Sometimes it just looks like you showing up, doing your best. Remember, you're doing better than you think, you know? So be proud of yourself, be grateful, and be present. Give yourself some credit this week. Take the win, take the walk, take the nap, take the whatever you need. Have that hard combo if you need to. I don't know. Do the thing, Move your needles or stay. Whatever you need to do, whatever's in the back of your head that's like, do the thing, do the thing. Hey, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time or maybe it's not. I don't know. It's up to you. You're the driver, aren't you? Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this podcast. There's going to be so many more guest appearances, all the things. I'm just going to keep pushing these out because I love doing it. And hopefully, little pieces of information can help one of you out there. And I would love to have your feedback. I would love to know what kind of things you would love for me to talk about. Let me know. And if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, come on now. Please subscribe. Transformwithtrina.com. You can get all of the resources that I talk about on this podcast on that newsletter. There's also other things on my website that you can learn about. I do one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for someone to help guide you, to hold you accountable, to help you with some productivity tips and hacks, and to build you a system that helps you chase your dreams, your goals, complete the things that you need to do, holler at me. We'll talk. We'll see if we've got some magic going and we'll make something happen, The goal is to help as many of you as I can while helping myself grow because we're all just learning, growing, and just living in this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's bounce. We ready? Are we ready? Okay. Cheers, y'all. Have a freaking wonderful week. Crush it. Do your best. Be you. Be proud of yourself. Let's just enjoy this. Ledger, I'm coming. I'm coming, my boy.